Welcome back guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this tutorial I'll show you guys how to create this vintage poster or vintage looking artwork in Adobe Illustrator. Alright, so let's get started. Before we start, let's look at our sponsorship message first. Today's video is brought to you by heritagetype.com's vintage font bundle. With this vintage font bundle, you can get all of these artworks you see on the screen as templates, and also the fonts below, you see all of them, you can get it with the package as installable fonts. Beside these, you will also get textures, ornaments such as frames and shapes which you can use in your artwork. For an example, these templates in here, and you can easily edit them by just changing the text or fonts. And this one in here, which I'm going to replicate and show you guys how long will it take if you guys need to create something like this from the scratch. And in here you can see all the frames which comes with the package, and in addition to these frames you can also get all these components separately, which you can easily copy and paste or even edit them based on your preference for your artwork. Best of all, with all the fonts, all the templates and all the editable resources, it's only going to cost you $49. And even better, with the coupon code digital art creation, you can get 10% off from that $49. You can get the link and the coupon code under the description below. Alright guys, first thing I'm going to draw a background, just a rectangle, and for this we don't need a outline, and I'm going to apply a dark blue tone. And I'm going to lock this layer by Control and number 2 so that we can easily work on the layers on top. Alright, now I'm going to draw the frame. For this, first I'm going to select the line tool and draw a line in here. And for this one, I'm going to apply gold color. Yeah. And let's increase the stroke size in the properties menu. And just bring it to the center. Maybe let's make it a little bit more shorter. Now this looks fine. Okay, then bring it to the center. All right. And now I'm going to make a copy of the stroke. Just select this one, Alt drag, which will make a copy. And this one also, let's keep it same size. And let's go into the corners. Let's have some decoration to the corners, vintage style. But this one no need to be perfect, guys. So I'm just going to draw a oval shape in here, and the bottom one I'm going to make it a little bit more wider. Press the S key so that both sides will be affected when you move the anchor point like this using the Bezier key. And now I'm going to draw a shape on top, something like this, something like a flowery shape, the olden days vintage style. First, you can draw a rough shape like this first, then later on you can adjust it smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to just curve around here until cover the entire oval shape. Now I will use the direct selection key and edit to make this little bit more smoother. No need to be too perfect. If it's not broken, it's good enough. All right, I think this is good enough. Now we don't need a fill or outline for this one. Select both of these and go to Pathfinder and cut the oval shape with the flowery shape. And we don't need the center portion, just delete the center portion. And the remaining shape, let's work on it. Let's make it a little bit more smoother. And these corners, let's make them like rounded corners. And as long as there's no broken shape, it's good enough. All right. And I think just adjust a little bit like this. Maybe this one, let's bring it here and just work around, guys, play with it, and until you get a proper similar shape like this in here is good enough. Okay, now I'm going to draw some extra shapes in the corners to finish this shape off. I think, yeah, this one should be like this. Okay, now let's zoom in a bit. Now let's work on these edges to make them smoother. Something around this line. I think this is fine. Everything, as long as they are very smooth corners, it's okay. All right, so let's start adding some more shapes to this artwork in here. I'm just randomly drawing some shapes, guys. You don't need to follow exactly what I'm doing. You can do something similar. It's fine. And again, I'm going to make the top part here as a rounded corner also. And just select everything and make it as one object using the pathfinder. Okay. And I'm going to do the same in here also. Just a shape in here. Now select both of these objects and you can adjust the shape also. And one more shape in here. Just draw a different shape. And you can close this one here. And now again, make as one object. And this corner, let's make a smooth corner. Let's bring this in here. Okay, I think the shape looks good. And a little bit arrangements in here. You can make this as a basic corner first. And just, yeah. Okay, guys, so I think this is good enough. So let's add some bit more detail in here. I'm just going to draw a line like this to go with the shape. And for this, let's apply the background color. And I'm going to, again, make it smoother. And yeah, something like this is fine. Just bring it here. Okay, and go to the stroke and increase the stroke size, and let's apply the profile, this one, and let's bring it in here. And for this, expand this one as a shape. Now we can select both of these objects, and using the pathfinder, I'm going to delete this portion from the original shape. Once I done it, I can again smoothen it. And also, once you cut this out, you will see there are a lot of anchor points in here. All right, so I'm going to do the same to the top part also. Just draw a stroke, and again you can adjust the shape to go with the original background in here. And let's bring it here. It's all up to you guys. Go to the stroke and increase the stroke width. And for this one also, I'm going to apply a stroke profile. Now again, object expand. Now select both of them and cut it from the original shape using the pathfinder. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to make it smaller and place it in here like this. Maybe let's rotate it to this side. All right, so as you guys notice, when we used the pathfinder earlier, it has entered a lot of extra anchor points in here. So let's make it simple. Go to the object and path and click on the simplified path option, which will delete the unnecessary anchor points in here so that we can easily edit this shape. Now I'm going to change a bit in here. Just bring this one a little bit more bigger and longer, this edge, and this one I'm just going to leave it like this in here. Okay, perfect. So this is the shape I'm looking for, and you guys can have any shape in here. Something similar to here will be fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one and go to the mirror tool and make a mirror vertical copy. And this one I'm going to place in the other side, and same as this one into the edge, and you can align them properly. Now select all of them and make as a group. Ctrl G and make it center to the artboard. Again, select this one and go to the mirror tool again, and this time make a 90-degree copy, which will place something like this and bring it in here. And the new shape, I'm going to adjust the size of the artboard. Let's bring this one to the top, and also the lines you can bring using the direct selection tool. Make sure to press on the shift key so you won't move the straight line. And then again, I'm going to copy one more to the horizontal below, and this one I'm going to place it in here. Don't worry guys, we can adjust the positioning later. And this one also I'm going to make another mirror copy, and this one I'm going to place on the other side. Okay, now we can adjust the size, and let's bring it to the center, and you guys can play with the size. So I'm going to do it an easy way. Just going to use the direct selection tool and select all the anchor points on one side and just move it towards the edge, and now select everything and center to the artboard. All right, perfect. Let's have some more details to the edges, simple details. Just go in here, select the ellipse tool and draw a circle in here by holding the shift key. And I'm going to draw one more circle to the center, smaller one. And I'm going to make it center to the larger circle. And I'm going to make one more copy and just place it in here. Okay, that's it, good enough. Make them as one group. And again, I'm going to make a mirror copy for other side, opposite side, and place it in here. Make sure to place in the same place as this one in here, the original shape. Now make them as one group. Again, make one more mirror copy and place it on top. Perfect. Our frame is done. Let's apply a little bit curveness to the frame. Go to filter and select the wrap filter, and in the wrap filter I'm going to select the squeeze. I think squeeze doesn't work. Let's select the bulge and let's bring it to the minus side. A little bit curveness is good enough. I think, yeah, this is fine. All right guys, we have completed the frame. Let's start working on the text. And for this design and for the artwork, I'm going to use the fonts which I downloaded from the Heritage typeset, which are classic and vintage style, best suitable for this type of artworks. Okay, first thing I'm going to type, let's say introducing, select the text and type introducing, and let's make the text a little bit bigger. And for this, I'm going to apply the font which is Black River Bold, which is this one, which came with the vintage bundle. Okay, I'm going to use the same font for all the text in this artwork. And for this one, I'm going to apply the same color as the frame color. And let's apply a stroke as well. I'm going to make it as black stroke, and let's increase the stroke size a bit. All right. And now go to the effect, and in the effect select the wrap and select the arc, and let's increase the curveness of this font somewhere around here. Okay, and we can bring the size smaller. Maybe let's make it a little bit more bigger. And again, I don't want the first letter to be capital, so what I will do is I will go back again. You can edit while after you apply the effects also. Just double click and you can change this to small caps. Okay, looking good. And just place it in here. Okay, cool. Next word, I'm going to type digital art, which is my channel name, digital art. But for this one, the first two letters I'm going to keep as capital letters, and apply the same effect as the introducing font. Okay, cool. Now again, let's apply one more wrap effect for this one also. Before that, let's bring the stroke width a bit higher. Yeah, this look fine. And I don't know why I copy. You don't need to do that. Now go back to wrap and apply flag. I think let's apply rise. Yeah, this one look better. And you can adjust the race, which will look a wavy effect. And just once you're satisfied, just apply OK. And now you can adjust the position like this in here. Yeah, this one seems good enough. Okay, let's move this one a bit. And again, you can edit this wrap curveness by going into appearance and select the effect. And you can adjust the introducing curveness bend from here. I think this is good enough. Okay. Okay, one more text in here, creation, digital art creation. So I'm just going to type creation in here. And for this one also, first letter I'm just going to keep as capital letters and just place it in here and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so introducing digital art creation. Okay, let's place it in here. Okay, so the main letters are done. Everything same letter, but it's look really different when you use the capital letters and the regular small caps. Let's bring it to the center. And now I'm going to make a copy of this line, digital art, Control C and Control V, Control Shift V, which will place on top. Now, while you are selected, just lock the frontmost copied text, Control 2. Now again select, which will select the text in the background, and now move the text a bit like this in here. Okay, which will give this 3D look. We won't want this look, but select the front fill color and apply a black color for the background text, which will look like a shadow. Now do the same for creation as well. Control C, Control V, and lock the layer, frontmost text, and select the background layer and move it towards this side. And again, apply the black color for the fill color. I'm going to select the color from digital art for this one also. Okay, cool. All right. One more time, we are going to do the same for the introducing also. Just copy and paste, lock the frontmost layer and apply a darker tone to the behind layer and move it a little bit towards the y-axis. Okay, cool. Now you can select everything. Before that, go in and unlock everything. Make sure to lock the background layer, Control 2. Make all text as group. Okay, so I'm going to type one more text for the bottom portion. Select the text, and for this one, I'm going to type the YouTube channel. And for this one also, I don't need capital letters, so I'm going to make both of these capital letters as small letters. And yeah, and make it smaller and just bring it in here. And for this, I'm going to increase the space between the characters as well. Somewhere around here is fine. And make as a center aligned text. And maybe let's bring this to the front. And I'm going to have a background in here for this text. And make them as rounded corner. And for this, I'm going to apply a stroke and a blue color to the fill. Light blue somewhere around here, and bring the text to the front. All right, maybe let's make it a little bit more center and smaller. Yes, this look better. All right, guys, so all the text for this artwork is done. Maybe increase this font spacing again a little bit more, and also let's apply a stroke from here and fill color, maybe different fill color for this one. Yeah. All right, this look better, and let's bring down the stroke and make them as smooth corners rather than sharp corners. Okay, I'm going to select this D and make it bigger than D and make it bigger than other letters, maybe to 300. Okay, yeah, this look nice. And I'm going to do the same for the background also, the shadow part. You can lock the front layer, Control 2, and select the background, double click, again select the D, apply the same amount, 300, which will bring the same shape as earlier. Okay, cool. Let's have some decorations now. Starting from the introducing part, just a simple outline. Go to the ellipse and draw an ellipse. Try to keep the ellipse shape similar to the curveness of the introducing, and also apply the stroke from the stroke, and make sure it's same shape as the curveness of the ellipse. Make a copy, alt drag and place it below. This one again, adjust to go with the bottom round shape of the introducing text. And once you're satisfied, select the add anchor point tool with the pen tool with the plus sign, or you can just press the plus in your keyboard and add some anchor point to the end points of these circles. Just select and add some anchor points, maybe here and in here and the other side in here as well. And then what you can do is you can go in and select the direct selection tool and delete the extra shape, extra strokes by deleting these anchor points. Same for the other shape. Also, just delete these and we have this nice line which goes with the introducing text. Okay, so I'm going to continue this line to the other artworks also. This time I'm going to use the pen tool. Just click on here and just continue. I'm just randomly drawing here, guys. I'm just randomly drawing and adjusting these points. So you can follow these, or you guys can create something similar as well. So I'm going to draw one more in here, this side also. Just finish in here, and I'm going to make a copy from here, alt drag and place it in here, the entire one. All right, and we can delete the unnecessary portion. Just double click, which will open up this path, and just delete the unnecessary portion. And also you can move this towards to the right side. And if you guys see, this is a little bit more thicker than the other one because I selected a little bit more thicker, which will give another nice look to the entire artboard. Okay, so I'm going to do the same in here also, just randomly drawing some lines just here, and maybe let's make it a little bit more rounded. Go with the D. Okay, cool. And for all of these, I'm going to apply these profiles, stroke profiles. And I'm going to draw one more line in here as well. For this one also, I'm going to apply the same thickness as this one and apply the same stroke profile. For the lines which are in the edge, I will apply the stroke profile, which one side is thicker and the other side is thinner. For the others, I will just apply the both side thinner and center part is thicker. So you guys don't need to follow exactly what I'm doing. It's just whatever looks nice, I'm just applying randomly. Okay, so if you want to turn, you can turn the side by turning these mirror icons in here. One more line I want to draw below, but this one is going to be a straight line. So just hold the shift key and just apply a straight line like this, and apply the stroke similar to the top, and again apply a stroke profile. All right, so all the lines are done. Okay, so the next step, let's have some background texture, lines. And again, I'm going to draw a vertical straight line in here. Select the line and hold the shift key and draw a line, maybe longer one. All right, and adjust the thickness. Don't worry too much on the thickness. Later also we can edit based on the artwork, but for now just keep the thickness like this and go to the pattern and make a pattern. And in here you can see, once you make a pattern, it will create a pattern, and you can adjust these, or you can just leave it like that. Later also you can adjust. Now if you see, you have created a new pattern which will be inside the swatches panel. To apply this pattern, draw some shape in here, a rectangle, and just select the pattern which will apply that line to that shape. Okay, which is this one in here. And you can always go back and edit by double clicking the swatch. Okay, so we will do that later. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape, background shape in here. I'm going to use the pen tool and draw the shape to cover these portions, the bottom portions. Just go with the artwork, and I'm going to do the same. Because I'm already selected the style, you can see it's already applying to that shape. And I'm going to do the same for the top portion also. Just draw one shape in here. You guys can adjust the shape. You guys already know what I'm doing, so that's why I made this part a little bit faster. Okay. Okay, so now let's have some more decorations in here. I'm just going to draw a path in here because we have still selected the style. It's coming here. We don't need a fill color for this one. Just apply a stroke, same as the other colors, and adjust the path. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. Similar shape will do. I will draw one more in here also, and maybe a little bit more curve here, and just adjusting this path. I will show you guys one how to do, the others I will just make it faster because it's the same thing. Now go to this tool in here, width tool. And before that, make sure the path line caps are rounded corners so that we will get this nice shape. Now all we need to do is bring this width tool to these anchor points and increase the thickness. Increase the thickness one side, and in the center bring down the thickness. Then we will get this nice looking shape. Let's do the same for the other path also. Okay, looking good. Now I'm going to draw some more additional path in here, and I will do the same for those paths as well. Since I'm doing the same thing, I will make this portion faster. If not, this tutorial will become very long. Okay guys, I think you guys understand what I'm doing already, so no need to repeat the same thing. Okay, now select all of these paths and go to path in here and simplify them so that we can decrease the anchor points. At the same time, the paths will become more curvier. After you've done that, you can go in here, you can expand this path. But once again, when you expand this, you will see a lot of additional anchor points here. So we will repeat the earlier step, go to the path and simplify. So all the unnecessary path will be deleted. Make sure to select the auto simplify option in here. Alright, cool. And now one last thing for this path, I'm going to apply a stroke color. Don't worry, you can see there's some parts the stroke is overtaking the fill color. This is what I want exactly, because in the final artwork, after we add the texture, it will look nice. Now it may not look very nice. Don't worry too much, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some copies from this path and I'm going to place in the other side. Select these and Alt plus drag this shape to other side, and these shapes I'm going to make it smaller and going to make this one as edges of these lines. Okay, something along this line. No need to be perfect. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just delete the extra anchor points and adjust to go with these lines in here. You can make it smaller and place it like this, also fine, or you can just place it in here. Don't worry even if it's not fitting in, because we are going to cover this portion by a additional artwork. Same for the bottom and in here as well. Don't worry too much. Even if it's not perfectly circle also, don't worry. In fact, perfect will not make this kind of artwork look better. If it's not perfect, it will look better, because in the olden days, people used to draw these shapes by hand. So we need to give that look. So don't worry too much on this perfection for these shapes. Alright, so all looking good. One more. This one, let's place it in here. And we can move into, after this, we can move into the next step. Yeah, just here will do. Alright. Fine. Maybe let's copy one more from this one. Alt track and just place it in here. Okay, I think these shapes are good enough for this artwork. Now select all of these lines and expand them and apply the same effect as these stroke effects. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's draw some flowers. Go ahead, select the pen tool in here and draw a petal shape, something like this. And for this one, we don't need a style, we just need a blue color. Just get it from here, make the stroke color black, and also make sure the edges are smooth corners. And draw one more. You guys can continue to draw. I'm going to make it faster. These flowers no need to be perfect. Just draw some petals like this, and now rotate it around however you want, and use the pencil tool and draw some lines. Make sure your smoothness is 100%. And okay, just draw some lines like this, and now select these lines and go into stroke profile in here and make them as one side thicker and the other side thinner like this. Now just randomly copy these petals, all drag to copy and just place it around like a flower. And you can just copy one or two from other side to place it on the other side. So once you're done with your flower shape, just draw a circle in the center. And also guys, these lines in here, the center lines, they also have fill colors. Later I will tell you guys why. And make some copies and randomize them. Each flower, let's make it a little bit unique, just to have some variation. Maybe one more copy of this flower. And for this, let's change some things in here. Delete one of these petals and just place this in here. And we don't need this one. All right, cool. Okay guys, so just for some variation, I'm going to draw another flower. It's going to be the same step. So this part I have made this part faster. So for this one, I'm going to use a round corner instead of pointing corner type of flower. So I'll just make this part really fast. It's the same step as earlier. All right. As I said earlier, guys, these flowers no need to be perfect. Actually, when it's not perfect, the end results will be better. All right. Okay. So now let's bring these flowers and first let's simplify them. So we don't have too much anchor points, unnecessary anchor points. Now let's place them in here like this and make them smaller. And let's place it in here. And yeah, you can just place it around and maybe bring this one to the front. You can arrange any way you want. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just randomly arranging these flowers. I just want these flowers to be in front so it will give a nice look in the end results. All right. And let's change some colors. Select the fill color and change some colors. Now you will see the center portion a bit more darker because these fill colors are coming from the lines. So it look like real flowers which have like different tones. Okay, again, alt drag and place it in the below bottom. And for these also, I will apply some colors. And just copy this one in here as well. So for these, I will apply some different colors. Maybe a pink color. Let's go in direct selection and select these petals and apply some maybe purple. And same for this one also, I'm going to apply a different tone, maybe pink. Or maybe yeah, somewhere around here. All right. And let's apply the same color for this one also. Okay, and let's make some more copies and bring it in here. Just place it like this, alt drag and make it smaller. And this one, just rotate it around, bring it to the front. And one more set. Before that, let's place this one in here. All right, guys, this look fine. And again, for these also, I'm going to change some colors. For this, maybe yellow. And let's copy the yellow flower and place somewhere. Before that, let's change these colors as well. For that, you can easily change. Just select everything and select this background color. Now select these petals and make it lighter so it will look nicer. Okay, let's copy one last set to other side. Alt drag, make it small, just place it in here. And maybe copy this yellow flower and place it in here. Maybe this one a little bit bigger, bring it to the front. One more copy and just this one in here. All right, I think flowers are enough for this artwork. Now what we need to do is, maybe let's bring this one smaller. You guys can make these flowers smaller. I'm going to do that for all of them. Okay, this is perfect size. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of these flowers with the background, these shapes also, all drag and just place it on the other side, and we can rotate it around so that the artwork will look like it's complete. We can delete these unnecessary ones later. Just place it in here. Make sure it's like smoothly blending in with the artwork. And I think this is good enough. Make another copy, and we don't need flowers for this one, just this background shape, and we can delete some of these shapes later. Just place it in here like this. Yes, and let's bring these flowers to the top like this. And maybe we can delete some of these unnecessary background shapes as well. I think we delete these two, and let's bring it here. It's all just visual preference, guys. You guys no need to follow exactly what I'm doing. So I just brought this one like this. Okay, good enough. Now we don't need this rectangle. Just select this and delete. And let's have some leaves as well. Again, it's the same step like flowers. So I'm going to make this portion faster. And these leaves I'm just going to place in couple of places, not too many places, only in 3 or 4 places. All right, this is good enough. Now let's bring the background lines little bit thicker in the bottom portion. All we need to do is go into the styles and double click, which will open up the pattern. Now you can increase the width in between width and also the thickness by increasing the stroke width. All right, this is okay. So I'm going to leave as it is. Okay. Now the last thing for this artwork, I'm going to draw some additional leaves which will look like vines, which will give an additional beauty to the artwork. So let's do it very fast. It's very easy to create. First thing, draw a ellipse in here. We don't need a style, so just a background will do. And copy one more ellipse like this and select both of them and go to the pathfinder. We only need the center portion. Select one anchor point and move it inside to look like leaf. Okay, this is good enough. And now make a copy, make a mirror copy and place it on other side. Now select both of them, make 2 more copies, and you can rotate it a bit like this. And now draw a rectangle in the center, and you can place these leaves. Maybe let's bring it longer and just place it randomly like this in here, and finish it off with these two in the top, and this one just bring the angle a little bit towards inside. Okay, this one also in here. All right, now select all of them. Just select all of them, go to brushes and create a new brush. Go into brushes and create a new brush. Select art brush and OK. Make sure your arrow is pointing towards correct direction and OK. Now you go into the paintbrush, and if you draw while your new brush is selected, you will see something along this line. Now go in here and draw some lines like this. Just random lines, no need to be perfect. And now select everything and apply this stroke profile in here, and you can bring down the stroke width so that leaves will become smaller, and bring them behind these flowers. Just place in random positions, one in here, here and here. And you can do the same for other flowers also. Select the paint and just draw randomly like this in here, maybe in here and some in here as well. And maybe we can bring up the size a bit. Select all of them and select all of them and go into the stroke and increase. This is too much, maybe 0.525 is okay. Yeah, this is fine. So I'm just going to leave like that and bring all the flowers to the front. In here also, bring all the flowers to the front and to the front, and this one also to the front. Okay, and let's arrange these a bit nicer way. All right, and yeah, this one maybe increase a bit. Same in here as well. Let's increase one or two. Maybe this too much, or maybe just bring it here. We can hide it behind here as well. This one just rotate it around. It's all your visual preference, guys. All right, I think our artwork is done, and this one we don't need this gradient stroke. I'm just going to delete this, and also I will delete all these objects. Okay, guys, so this is our artwork. This look good and flat, but it doesn't have the look we are going for. This is still look like a computer generated artwork. We need something very vintage and with a very old kind of look. That's what we are going in the next step. Before we proceed with our next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these flowers and leaves in here with these lines in the center, and I'm going to make these thickness little bit more higher and all of them as same thickness. Don't worry, the center portion you will see these black lines, but this is what going to give that look I'm going for. And maybe let's bring the center portion little bit smaller and make it to the center like this. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a texture for this artwork, which will give that vintage look we want. Okay, so you guys can add your own texture, or what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to apply the texture which came from this vintage font bundle. So I'm going to open the bundle. You guys can see there are a lot of textures in here, and I'm going to select the paper texture and place it in here and resize it according to our artboard size. No need to be perfect, just resize to the artboard size. Make sure you have placed this one in the topmost layer and select the texture layer and go to transparency, and in the opacity, the blending modes, select color burn and bring down the opacity to maybe 30-40%, and you will get that look of the vintage look which we are going for. And you can adjust the opacity to make some changes. And also, if you want a totally different look, select multiple and increase the opacity, which will give you a completely different look than the earlier one, which also look really nice. All right, cool. So that's it, guys. That's all about it for today. And hopefully you guys learned something new from today's tutorial. Thank you for watching, and also if you want to download this font bundle, you can get 10% off from the coupon code Digital Art Creation. You can find the description under the link below. And thank you guys. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next tutorial.